We can do this. Here we go. Go, go, go. Little speed. Oh, look, little bumpy, little bumpy. Watch out. Oh, turn, turn. Okay, go, go. Full speed. Hit it. Now. Go, 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 go. Lift, lift. Watch out for the rocks. Watch out for the rocks. Oh, oh, oh. Watch out for the tower. Tower. Turn. Turn. Oh. Turn. Yes. Go, go. No, other tower. Turn. 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 Yes. Woo. Go, 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 go. Straighten it up. Oh, must go higher. Must go higher. Go, 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 go. Yes. See you later, suckers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Scrap Mechanic. This is the game that is going to change everything. You just wait. Oh, man, I cannot tell you how much fun I have been having playing this game. It is an engineer's dream come true. You can make virtually anything you can think of. And, of course, I've started things off here with a rocket-powered car with complete afterburner support. Changed into a flying machine. Fly away. Hope you don't kill yourself. Everything's good. We're fine. Carry on. This game is just too much fun, guys. I cannot tell you. It is, right now, not available on Steam. It'll be out in a couple days, and when it does come out, it's only going to have a creative mode to start, which is what I'm in right now. Just a mode where you can kind of build whatever you want for free, have a lot of fun, and tinker with all the engineering mechanics inside it, and build just crazy stuff. But eventually it is going to have a full survival mode, which I cannot wait for. It is going to put all this incredible automation and engineering and everything to the test and just make what I hope to be the survival game of 2016. It is going to be so much fun, guys. So until this survival mode comes out, I figured I'm going to do a series of showcase videos and tutorials, and that's what we have here is my flying rocket-powered car here. If you want to, if you have a nice little straightaway, you can hit your double afterburners and get a ridiculous amount of speed. Switch and okay. Take two. Ow. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. Anytime you want, hit the 2 button, take off, and you got yourself a little flying machine. Complete. You can go forward, back, left, right, all the directions you would expect. It is definitely tricky. I am only able to not crash this because I've been flying this thing for many hours now, but so much fun. And anytime you want, you can just give it the old, change back to a car, land, keep on trucking. Love it. What do you say, I show you how to build this thing? Oh, and, ow. I'll show you some of the nuances of building in Scrap Mechanic. Alright, first let's take a closer look at this little gadget here. Let me show you how this thing works and how you fly it. It's a little tricky, I must say, but it is a whole ton of fun. So you can see I got 2 keys down here at the bottom there, 1 and 2. So 1 is going to be my quad afterburners when I'm in car mode, as you can see. And 2 is my transform button. Arms stick out and extend out to kind of maximum distance there to help ease equalization while you're flying, keep you a little bit more balanced and stuff. It really helps out a ton. And you'll notice the thrusters on those corners are all pointing down now, but when I transform, they come in and point backwards. So they serve as like ultra thrusters in car mode, but in plane mode or flying mode, they are the primary form of thrust. So I can hit that 1 key again, and it gives me that little lift I need. Now this will kind of lift the front end up a little bit more than the back end, you can see. The more I hold it down, the more the front end lifts up, and that is intentional because it is the forward key, which is this back thrust here, which is going to tilt the car forward. So you have to use those 2 in conjunction to kind of keep the car balanced. And then laterally, you still have left and right, which you can see, like I'm going to turn left now, and you can see that little afterburner on there kicking in. That's going to tilt the car a little bit to the left and also turn you a little bit, so works out well. Definitely takes some getting used to, though, I must say. Like, pull the front back, pull the forward, back, forward. We're starting to turn, so I'm going to turn up that way. Oh, now we got to go a lot forward, kick the front up, turn right, turn right. You get the idea here. You get the idea. And then you can pretty much, for the most part, just land it, and you're good to go. Lots of features. This thing is gas-powered on the ground and, obviously, jet-powered when you call for it. But you do have the flexibility of gas power, which allows you to like go in reverse and stuff like that. So really convenient there. All right, I think that's it. It's got shock absorbers on it. It's got a little funky detection system down below to kick on the side thrusters, which I'll show you in a little bit. So let's dig into how to build this thing. Here we go. Okay, I got my car transformer thingamabob over there parked, ready to go. And we're going to build another one right here in the middle. So bring up I to open your inventory and make sure you have your lift, which is this guy right here. Make sure he's on your hotbar. Select him and place him down. This is kind of the beginning of any vehicle or non-fixed structure that you want to make. Anything that intends to move in the world, you have to build on your lift. And you can press your up-down keys. I love that sound. And lift your object up to work on the bottom or lower it. You can even like lower it into the ground a little bit to kind of work on the top of it and stuff. Really helpful. And then to pick it up, you just hold down right-click and it'll disappear. And that's any component or anything in the game that you want to pick up. Just right-click on it, you get that little circle, and it will pick it up. So I'm going to be building with wood blocks here because they are basic building blocks and they are lightweight. They're the only ones that's lightweight. They don't look great, obviously, but they are very functional. And, you know, I would encourage you, if you want, to try and experiment with some of the other better-looking ones, like this orange metal. I think could have a more, you know, construction-based theme or something. But the blocks all weigh differently, and that will throw off your, you know, flight controls, definitely. But I encourage you to experiment once you're confident in how to build this thing. So to start off, though, we are going to build a 11 by 4 structure centered on the block there. Well, it doesn't have to be centered, but just get it middle this way. So far we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'll do a couple more over here. 10, 11 should be good enough. All right. And now we're going to grab a car seat, which is this guy right here, the driver's seat. Go ahead and take this guy and stick him pointing toward the front. You can hit Q to rotate. And I want to go the other way. No, you're not going to let me. All right. Okay, fine. We're going to go right there. And leave 2 blocks between the back seat and the front. There should be 3 blocks in the front there. There we go. So just like that. Now you're going to grab a gas engine. Okay, there are electric engines and gas engines. Gas engines are better for vehicles, basically. Electric engines, I'm not honestly sure what the difference are. Electric engines are stronger, I think, but don't have the acceleration or something. But you want a gas engine for this guy, so go ahead and grab one of those guys and slap him right on the back, just like that. Now, you want to grab a switch and put it right there. And a button, which is this guy over here. So the switch is this one here. He's for your toggleable states, your on-offs. And your button is for your, you know, as long as you hold it down, it will engage whatever the trigger is it's hooked up to. So he's going to be for your thrusters, and he is going to be your transformer. We're going to hook all those up eventually. So there you go. All right, let's get some wheels on this thing and turn it into a car. So grab some more wooden blocks, and from the front seat there, front corner, come out 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do the same thing on this side. Should be 5. Good. Put 1 there and 1 there, like in a little L pattern. Lift it up. Oh yeah, working underneath. And take a, where are they? Your sport suspension, not the off-road one, but the shorter one, the sport suspension. Grab those guys and put some there and there. Grab another block under that guy and a bearing under it. Now your bearings are the things that are going to like allow you to rotate freely. So we're going to control that bearing with the driver's seat in just a second. But from there, put another block there and another one on the side of it, just like that. And grab another bearing on the side and your handy dandy wheel. This is the smaller wheel. They have the big old super giant wheels. I have no idea. They're kind of for just like gigantic vehicles. We're going to go with these smaller, more agile wheels right there. And then go ahead and just repeat the same process on the other side. Over here, bearing, block, block, bearing, and wheel. And those are your front wheels. All right, over on the back side now, we're going to build like this little funky housing unit here to kind of just give it some looks and encase our gas can, but also to hold our rear thruster there. So from behind the button, go up 1, over 1, and then up 1 on top of it. Do the same thing on this side here. If I can stay up here. Get up there. Sometimes it's a little tricky to jump up on these things. There we go. There, there, there. And 1 more up on top. Nope. Break that block and that block there. And what we're going to do now is connect these guys right there. And take a thruster and stick it right there so that the top of it is sticking up over the block. And then go ahead, how's it go? Right, like that. Okay, grab some of these bars here. Again, these are just for looks, but I kind of like them. Hop up there. I said hop up there. Right there and right there. And then go ahead and put some more wooden blocks on top of these guys here. Just like that to kind of connect them, give it a little bit of look. So there's your main thruster. and a little housing unit for your gas can. Gives the back of the car a little bit better looks. Alright, it's not much of a car if it doesn't have 4 wheels, so let's get those back wheels on. So from right here behind the switch there, come out 3. 1, 2, 3. Just verify, okay? Come over 1 and down 1 right there. Put another one of your little stubby shock absorbers there. We'll lift the car up a little bit here. Another block right there, and another block over. Now, these guys don't need any steering control, so we don't need a bearing on anything like right there or anything, but we do need a bearing there, and another wheel there. Now, these wheels are going to be out a little bit more than the backside, but that's okay. It's going to give the car a little bit more stability and stuff. So, again, out here, down, and nope, goes like that, and then down, shock absorber, block, block, bearing, and wheel. Love it. There you go. Now the wheels should hit just about right. Okay, you can obviously with the lift you can lower them into the ground, but you can see they're hitting just about the same time there, so we're good. Okay, time to start putting some of the transforming devices. We're gonna make those wings that pop out now. So this is where the fun starts here. So from right below the button or this switch, whichever side you're on, this is all symmetrical. So I'm just gonna show you one side here. Come out 2 blocks just like that. Okay. Lower the car. There's going to be a lot of lowering and lifting of the car here. And put a bearing right on top of that guy. Now you're going to go starting on the bearing. Make sure you don't push against the side there, but push against the bearing here. Come out 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like that. Lift it up again and put a bearing right underneath the one you just ended there. And again, from the bearing, come toward you 3. So just like that. Lower it. Bearing on top. And we're going to go from there, and we're going to go back 8. So from here, come all the way back to the 6 that you originally came, and then 2 more, 1, 2, just like that. And do a couple more. Oh, wait, we need a bearing right there on the side, and 2 more, 1, 2, just like that. And now grab a thruster and put him just like that. So the top of it is kind of flopping over the top there. I know it doesn't fit on. You could probably put 2 blocks there if you want it to look a little bit better. But just to give you a little top view here, you can see we got 1, what are they called? Bearings right there, another one there, another one here, and another one right there that we just added. We're going to hook all these up to a controller that we're going to add in a minute. So first, though, go ahead and repeat that exact same process over here on this side. So again, right below the switch, come out 2, lower, bearing, starting on the bearing, go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, up. Bearing underneath. Block, block, block. Down. Bearing right there. And come back. Starting on the bearing, come back 8. There's your 6. Right there. Did we get it? Nailed it. Good. All right. Bearing on that guy. 2 more. And thruster right there. Good. All right. All right, this is the good stuff here. Time to play with the controller. This thing is what makes all the crazy automation and everything happen. It's pretty much the best thing in the game right now. So grab a controller and put it right there underneath the gas can, okay? And what he's going to allow us to do is coordinate and time with precision all of the bearings and how they rotate and when they rotate when we activate the switches. So it's basically going to allow the transformation of this crazy vehicle to happen. So the first thing we need to do is grab our connection tool here, okay? And you see when you do that, I get all these circles here, and it's going to seem confusing at first, but these are like the connection points of everything that's interactable, and they're all color-coded to tell you what types there and everything. Really, really useful. You don't even have to have like line of sight to connect something. You're kind of in this special mode here, but they did this really well. So from here now, grab your controller that you just made and drag lines and connect the bearings in the order that I'm doing here. So 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and finally the last one here that I'm standing on, okay? And what we need to do is make sure the rotation of these things is correct so that when they extend, they rotate in the correct order. So this one here is rotating in a clockwise kind of fashion there, which is good because we want this arm to swing out. We want this guy to extend that way as he's swinging to kind of straighten this beam out. We want him to go the same way, so get him going counterclockwise, counterclockwise, and then this guy here needs to rotate toward the ground like that. Okay, good. Next, we need to take our switch. We took our switches up, okay? Now, personally, I like to have my thrust button be number 1 when I'm driving the car. If you want your transform to be number 1, then do it in the opposite order here. But what I'm going to do here is, from the connect tool, connect the button here first, okay? And that's going to give that button 1 while I'm driving the car. And then I'm going to then connect the switch. Again, this is the switch over here. Sorry for all the jumping. The switch from the car to the switch. And now the switch is going to control the back, excuse me, the back controller there, like that. So you got the car seat controlling the switch controlling the controller, and the controller controlling all of your bearings. So the last thing we need to do now is hit E to use this. And this can be confusing at first, but it's pretty straightforward. You basically got every row here is a bearing that you've set up and attached to the controller. You can see we've got 4. The first column is a little bit special. It's kind of the starting rotation of all of the bearings. But then after that, every subsequent column here is a synchronized timed rotation of all of the bearings in that column. So we're going to set these up and go 135, 90, 90, and just 75 on the last one here, okay? And that's going to make this guy come out and go all the way back on a 45 coming this way, and those two guys go 90 to straighten, and that's going to cause the thruster here to go down and point toward the ground a little bit if we did all this correctly. So finally, we need to disengage our lift because you can't clang. I love it. And then hit E to hop in your car here. And you can see we have 1 and 2. So thrusters are not hooked up to anything, but this guy should. Perfect. There we go. You can see I'm turning him on, and the arm extends, and the thruster goes down on a 75-degree angle. So he is perfect. So all we need to do now, hit E to hop out, and do the exact same thing to this guy over here. So let's go ahead and make that happen with, let's see, we need the connector. So from the controller, 1, and that's going to be a 5, you'll see. 6 right there. 7. When you attach them, that's when they kind of get rigid and back to their original state kind of thing. It's interesting. All right, so now we got to check the rotations on these. So that one needs to go that way. That one needs to go that way. That one needs to go, okay, the same way clockwise. And this guy, again, needs to point toward the ground, which he is. And then back in the controller again, same thing. We're just going to go down to 5 through 8 and do the exact same thing again. We're going to go with a 135, a 90, and a 90, and a 75. All right. Let's give it a try and see if this thing works. They should both extend backwards now. Perfect. All right, moving up to the front now. We're going to put those little front wings on. So go ahead and lift your car up a little bit. And from that front corner there, I'm going to put a solid block there, another one there, and put a bearing right on top of that. And now starting on top of the bearing, not the side, but on top of the bearing, come over 4. It should mesh right up against those other blocks so it looks seamless, but they are not connected. Put a bearing underneath there, block, 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 down, bearing, block on top of the bearing, not against the side, but on top of the bearing. And we're going to come out 6, so there's the 4 there, and then 2 more. And then another bearing right there, 2 more, and a thruster right there, so that it's even with that guy, just like that. And go ahead and do the exact same shape on the other side. Okay, once you get those front 2 wings on, it is time to hook them up to another controller. So hop up here, and right in front of the driver's seat, go ahead and slap down another, let's see, how do I want to do this? We'll do it right there. You can hit Q until you kind of get a look you want. There you go. I got the little digital panel looking out there. Looking good. And now we need to, again, just like we did in the back there, we need to do more of that up here. And it's going to get confusing with all the circles and stuff here, but as long as you kind of pay attention to what you're doing, it should be pretty straightforward. So from the controller there, we're going to first go to this guy right here, to this guy there, to this guy there, and finally to that guy there, okay? And then the same thing over on this side. We're going to go, which one is it? That guy first. No, got that wrong. This guy first. That guy, and then that guy right there. And that's going to allow the rotations to happen and the magic to happen. Yes. Okay. So now in here, we're going to hit E in this guy. And just like the last one, we're going to start with a 135. But then all three are going to be 90s in this case. No 75. So 90, 90, 90. Scroll down a little bit. And 135, 90, 90 again. Like that. 90. 90, and the last one is going to also be 90, okay? And then once again, check your rotations, because they're probably going to be messed up. So the first one here is going to rotate out clockwise. That's correct. This guy here needs to go back the other way. No, he needs to go that way. Yes, this guy needs to go the same way. And then this guy, again, needs to point to the ground backwards. So he's looking good over there. And then this guy, number 6 here, is going to... Nope, number 5, I mean, is going to swing out away from the car. And then this guy is going to extend. He's going to extend... Which way? That needs to go that way. And he needs to go the same way. Yes, and then he needs to go down toward the ground. Okay, good. And finally, let's hook up the switch here, the same one as before, to this controller here as well. So from the switch, again, make sure that when you're mousing over, you can see the little pop there. It's kind of confirming what you're going to click on. So from there, connect him to there, and we should be good to go. Let's hop in the car and see how we did. Gotta get off the switch or the lift. Always forget this. You have to detach your car from the lift before you before you can test it out. So hop in here and do it. Beautiful. Perfect. Love it. You can see the thrusters on those guys go straight down 90 degrees, which is what we want. We want the guys in the back to go 75. So we're looking good here. The hard part's done. All right, so we got a little bit more structural and building type stuff to do here. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, I want to start hooking up a little bit more of the controller systems here, or just driving mechanisms before we get too ahead of ourselves. So mostly around the driver's seat here, we're going to hook up the driver's seat to the gas engine. So the gas engine is the orange block. So again, carefully going from light green to the orange is going to, when you hit go, is going to power the gas engine. Now from the gas engine, you're going to want to power all 4 of these wheels here. So from back here, you can kind of select them. So go orange on the gas engine to this wheel, orange to this wheel, and then on the front here, let's see here, you can grab it and kind of move with it, which is kind of nice. So to these front guys, not to those that are going horizontal, but to the ones that are directly on the wheel. And one more right there, and to this guy, okay? Now we want to make sure that the wheels are all rotating the right way. So this guy's going correct. This guy is backwards, so let's fix him. This guy here is going correct, and this guy, we're going to straighten these out in a second, but this guy looks like he's going backwards, I think. So is that backwards? Yeah, that's backwards, I think. And so now what I'm going to do is hook up the steering wheel to these front guys, which is going to make these guys pop and snap into position. So from the steering wheel itself now, we're going to connect to those blue remaining ones there that are unconnected to anything. So green to that guy, and green to this guy right here, okay? And that should straighten them out. And as far as rotation goes, I'm not sure. The best way to do this, I found, is to hop in your car and just kind of turn the wheels left and right now with your W and or with your A and D. So like right now I'm hitting D to turn right, and the wheels are turning left. So I'm going to go ahead and fix those by simply hopping off, going to the controller tool, and popping those guys each once there. And I think we should have a drivable car now. Let's see here if this works here. Car starting, going forward, going back. I can turn. Yes, okay, the car is working. This is good. I love this. This game is too much. Okay, now we're going to hook up some thrusters. All right, here we go. Let's give this car flying transformer thing a little bit more oomph and hook up all 5 of the thrusters that we have. There's going to be 2 more thrusters coming for a total of 7, but we'll get to those in a second. So we're going to hook up the 4 corner thrusters to that button, okay? That's going to be the one button that's going to give us our lift when we're flying, and it's also going to be kind of our afterburner, turbo, crazy mode, whatever you want to call it, when we're in car mode. And then the one back here is going to be hooked up to just like forward on the driver's seat, so you get a little bit of thrust there, which is going to kind of pitch our plane forward and down when we're flying. It's also going to give us a little extra thrust when we're driving. So again, back at the controller, and you can see light blue is the thrusters. So from this guy, we're going to go straight to him, which again, forward is going to make him go. And now from the button, which you should already have hooked up to your driver's seat, but verify that it is, go from there to all 4 corners there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now let's give it a little check, make sure. Pepper the 1, all 4 should turn on, and hit forward. There we go, and that one should turn on. Now for the last 2 thrusters. These are going to be the thrusters that kind of provide that lateral left-right thrust as we're flying to kind of keep us oriented. Without them, you're going to have a lot of short flights. So grab a, what is this thing called? The table support. Of course, what else would it be called? And pop one of those guys on the side there, and then put a block right into him with a bearing into him and another single block into that bearing, okay? So that you have a little bearing in between those 2 pieces, and then grab a thruster and stick it just like that, so that you're actually clicking on this end block, but so that it lines up like so, right there, okay? And we're gonna grab, well, let's just go ahead and do the same thing on the other side over here, real quick. Boom, block, bearing, block, and thruster right there. Okay, now we're going to grab another controller here. Go ahead and lift your car up. If it's not on your lift, go ahead and put it on the lift. And we're going to put it right there. Perfect. Okay, now this controller is the last one, and it's going to be used to control these lateral guys here. So pretty straightforward here. We have a new pivot joint right there and right there. So hook them up to this controller that you just added. So like that. And like that, okay? And make sure both of these guys are rotating toward, and yes, it is getting very confusing right now. Make sure these guys are rotating toward the ground. So he's going toward the ground, and he's going up, so we want to right-click on him to rotate him toward the ground, okay? Now, in your controller here, go ahead and hit E, and what we're going to do is on the second track now, not the first column, because all controllers are globally synchronized, so when the first column is executing, it's executing for all of them. So we want to wait for our wings to fully expand, which happens in step 1. And then we want to add 60 degrees to each of these guys there, okay? And that's going to cause these guys to kind of aim down, but obviously we want to let give the wings a chance to fold out underneath them. If otherwise it would like all jam up and everything. So let's hop on here, and I gotta get off the lift first, of course. There we go. Love that sound. Never gets old. All right, and now when I transform, those side ones didn't happen. Oh, because I didn't, yes, of course, I didn't hook up the controller to the switch. So again, real quick, controller is the pink 2 there. Oh, what's the best way to select this thing at this point? Right there. You're going to go right there. Okay, now that should have done it. Let's hop in and give it one more try here. Hit 2. Bzzz, nice. There they go. They aim down. We got our flight going here. We've got just about everything done here. There's only one more piece, which I think is going to be on the bottom. All right, this should be the last step here, I believe, and it's an interesting one. I will say that. So what we want to have is when we go left and right while we're driving, so that's like A and D or left and right arrows if you're driving with the arrow keys, we want the left and right thrusters, that being this guy and this guy, to turn on to help steer us in flight. The problem is the driver's seat left and right controls can only rotate bearings. They can't engage thrusters, as far as I know. So we're going to do something a little bit tricky, a little bit crazy here to make that happen, okay? So throw your car in the lift and lift it way up because we're getting right underneath and all the business here. And grab a block and like right there behind your controller there, go ahead and add a bearing on the side of that guy right there. And then from the bearing, make sure you're not pointing above right there, but make sure you're pointing to the bearing itself. Come down, and then another one right there. So it's sticking down too. We got like a little twisty guy there. Now from there, go on the side over there, and the side there. And we're going to take some sensors now, okay? That's this guy here. So he basically detects when something comes in front of him, and when it does, it triggers. And that trigger, we can hook up to a thruster, which is exactly what we want here. So grab your sensor and stick it there, and then keep hitting Q until you see it come like right like that, okay? So you want the sensor pointing forward. Same thing on this side over here. It should still be facing the same way. So just like that, okay? So we're going to hook the steering wheel up to that that guy right there, and it's going to make that little block pivot back and forth ever so slightly to the left, but each time it does, it's going to block one of those sensors, and those sensors are going to be hooked up to these jets. So let's go ahead and hook the sensors up now. So it's those red ones there to thruster there, and this guy here to thruster up there. We should be good there. Lower the car, and now we need to, let's see, this is going to be hard. All right, we're going to actually bring it back up. It might be easier. This one blue block here, or the one blue, what are they called again? I keep forgetting. The bearings, yes, the bearings. That last bearing there, we need to hook up to our driver's wheel. So from there, drag onto him. Boom. And as far as left-right goes, I'm not sure, but let's give it a try here. Hop this guy down. We got to take out the lift, let him fall, hop inside the car here. And now's a good time to kind of look around the front angle like this and hit left and right. And you should see that little guy spinning, blocking, okay? So now that you see that happening, it should be blocking the sensors, and your thruster should be turning out. So it's just a question now of which way they're going. So when you turn right, you want actually your left thruster to turn on, because that's going to push you that way, you know what I'm saying? So it's the opposite of the way you're going. So like when you hit D, you want your left thruster to come on. So I'm hitting D right now, and my right thruster is coming on. So I'm just going to pop down here and throw this guy in a lift real quick, lift him up, and we're going to rotate that bearing. Which one is it? It's, where is it? Where is it? This guy back. I'm so lost out here. Where is it? Right here. Okay. It is, I cannot even see back here. Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Rotate that guy. Okay. Now that should do it. Bam. Hop in. And now left and right. Perfect. Perfect. You can see the way I'm turning. I can see that with my hands actually turn on the steering wheel, so you can see which way I'm turning here. And I think we should be good here. Let me see here. We got transformation. We got thrust. We got forward. Transformation back. We got driving all directions. Yes, yes. And let's just see while we're flying if we can turn left and right. Yes, it looks like the controls are all done here. Let's take this thing for a spin. All right, there's actually one last thing I forgot to mention. That is to set the power on the gas engine in the back here. So go ahead and hit E to interact with the gas can. I've already got it set a little bit here, though. By default, it's going to be like down here or something. I found like the 4th line is pretty good. You get some really good top speed, but you can still control the car. If you're having too much trouble controlling the car, or if it flips too much, maybe knock it down to 3 or so. But I'd say set it at 4 and see how it feels for you. And that should give you a good little kickstarter. All right. Here we go. Let's see how bad we can embarrass ourselves. Wait, hold on. Okay. Go, 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 go. Hit it. Ah! Let's try that again. All right, here we go. Let's blast it. See what happens. Hopefully this isn't too bumpy here. It probably will be. Don't hit the tree. Oh, little turn, little turn. Oh, bring up the front, bring up the front. Bring up the front, I said. Yeah! Love it. Little leveling out, level out, level out. All right, bring them up. Oh, yeah. Love this thing. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to play more Scrap Mechanic. There we go. Oh, everything's under control. Situation normal. See you next time, guys. Wow.